Okay, right off the top, I'm going to say that this shit is some of the most fucked up shit you're ever going to watch on screen. I'm talking about fucking dinosaurs eating people. I'm talking about people keeping amputated arms in cupboards for no reason at all. It's got nothing to do with the plot. I'm talking about some of the single most creepy characters that have ever been shown on the screen. Right, okay, so it starts, and I'm telling you, it's fucked up right from the start. It starts with these trees and bushes, and then this guy gets eaten by a cage. By a cage, just like in front of everyone. This cage eats him. It's a cargo container or something, and it just sucks him in, and he's dead. Right? Okay, so that's how this film starts. Then it cuts to this guy who was like river rafting, standing up, wearing a suit, like a total fucking moron. And he meets up with the Spanish Indiana Jones for some reason, and then it cuts to the actual real Indiana Jones and his wife, who are archaeologists or something, and they're looking for the lost ark or something. And then his dad comes down in a helicopter, and they're all like, oh fucking hell, dad's here. And they all hate him because he's a fucking prick. Anyway, Indiana Jones's dad invites them both to a party, and his dad is like this really rich bloke who owns an island and everything, and he dresses like the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy for some reason. And this fucking film is all over the place because then it cuts to this mafia guy, and he's on vacation with this other guy in one of the best goddamn shirts I've ever seen or some bullshit, and basically these two are a pair of goofballs who just seem to like having a laugh and playing practical jokes on people or whatever, and it doesn't seem to have anything to do with the film whatsoever, really. Anyway, then it goes back over to Indiana Jones and his wife, and they're in this helicopter with one of the creepiest fucking dudes you've ever seen in your life. I mean, this is the kind of guy you'd expect to jizz up your leg if you weren't looking, and apparently he's some kind of rock star or something, and I'm guessing these two are Indiana Jones's brothers or something. I don't know, I wasn't really listening, to be honest. Okay, so they get to this island and they start to drive around, and I shit you not, there's a fucking dinosaur there. A fucking dinosaur just stood there like, yeah, what's up? But there's not just one dinosaur, there's fucking loads of them all just wandering around, and no one's freaked out by this. Everyone's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Except for Indy's wife, who nearly loses her shit, but everyone else just doesn't give a fuck. Indiana Jones is so bored by it all that he has to sit his ass down before he falls asleep. But he's seen monsters and goblins and shit, so it makes sense a dinosaur's not going to faze him any. So, like, it turns out that the old guy, Colonel Sanders, is basically a fucking lunatic. And what he's gone and done, right, is he's filled his entire island with dangerous fucking dinosaurs and shit. And then what he's done is he's invited all of his family over to brag about owning a dinosaur island, which is like, what a fucking ego trip. I mean, like, it's not subtle at all. He's decked out his entire mansion to emphasize the fact that he's brought all of these dinosaurs back to life, and it's like, do you think there's maybe a reason no one's ever tried to do that before, genius? And not only that, but you know I said he had a fucking ego trip going? Well, this motherfucker has only gone and made a video of himself, talking to himself, talking about how he brought all of the dinosaurs back from the dead. And he's made this video in the most patronising, condescending kids cartoon ever. And they're full grown adults who he's showing it to. I mean, like, he's really talking down to them, you know? Anyway, the whole premise of this film seems to be that Colonel Sanders got all of these dinosaurs out of a mosquito or something, which is, you know, like, why not? It's a stupid idea to start with bringing all of the dinosaurs back, so why not bring them back from somewhere stupid like a mosquito in amber or a magic lamp or something? So the chicken colonel can't help but brag and boast about everything he's done because he's so fucking full of himself, and they're all like, yeah, it's pretty cool, Dad. Then there's a flying cow, look how long this motherfucker's socks are, and then they all sit down for a nice family meal. And the rockstar son gets into an argument with the boring suit rafter son, and that causes the argument to spread around everyone, which really pisses the chicken colonel off because he's not getting all the praise and attention that he wants. So guess what the colonel goes and does? Yeah, that's right. Not content with risking their lives and boring the shit out of his kids, he brings his fucking grandkids to the island as well, like a fucking egomaniac, because basically he knows they're going to freak out over it even more than Indiana Jones and his brothers. And in this weird throwaway line, they say the kids have divorced the parents or something, which makes you wonder what kind of fucking parents Indiana Jones and his wife were to them, you know? But the movie doesn't dwell on it, and I'm fucking glad it don't. So, like, then we cut over to the Hawaiian shirt goofball guy, and, like, you know, he's a real practical joker and stuff. Well, at this point in the movie, he thinks it'll be a really, really funny gag to download so much porn onto his computer that it makes the whole system back up and fuck up, and then just for a giggle, he fucks off and leaves it so they can't sort it out. Which admittedly is a pretty funny joke. Like, it sounds like something I'd probably do at work if I got bored. Anyway, from there, the chicken colonel thinks it would be a really good idea to load them all up into cars and to talk them into going out into his dinosaur island on their own. He doesn't go with them, I'd like to point out. Oh, no, no, no. He stays back at home. So, like, you tell me this. If some weird fucking KFC guy asked you to go look at his dinosaurs, but said he wasn't going to go along with you, would you go? No, of course you fucking wouldn't. You'd report him to the police, because that's fucking attempted murder right there. Anyway, Indiana Jones and his family have got shit for brains, so they decide it's a fucking brilliant idea to go driving around in a driverless car around an island that's full of fucking dinosaurs. And guess what happens? That's right, you guessed it. They get attacked by a fucking dinosaur, don't they? Because of course they fucking do, they're dinosaurs. It's like exactly what the fucking chicken colonel had planned. They walked right into one of the most obvious traps you've ever seen in your life. I mean, go and have a wander around my dinosaur island on your own. I mean, fucking what? So the big ass dinosaur tries to eat the kids and then it eats the suit rafter brother on the toilet, and I gotta say, I can't blame him. I'd be shitting myself too. That's exactly where the fuck I'd run if I saw a big ass dinosaur like that. But anyway, he's taking a shit and then he gets eaten. Then Indiana Jones tries to save the kids who are trapped in the car, and the dinosaur lobs them into a tree and says, fuck you. And then we cut back over to the chicken colonel and Indiana Jones's wife, who was back at the mansion because she got distracted by a great big pile of shit. I mean, literally. I told you this is a weird fucking movie. Anyway, the chicken colonel isn't happy at all that Indiana Jones's wife made it out alive because he wants to kill as many people as possible. So he tries to trick old Long Socks into going back out into the dinosaur island in like the most obvious fucking ruse ever. Like, it's such an obvious attempt to get him killed that even Long Socks can see straight through it. And then, like, in what must be a fucking dream for the colonel, Indiana Jones's wife decides she wants to go back out and have a look at the dinosaurs again, like a fucking dumbass. Ah shit, this bit's really sad. Okay, so like, you know the comedy goofball guy? Well, he's going fucking nuts in this car, speeding around the island like he thinks it's a fucking rally until he fucks his car straight into this post, and then like, when he's trying to get his shit back together, this fucking creepy looking dinosaur starts giving him the old I'm gonna eat your fucking face look. And the Hawaiian goofball guy can't stop messing and joking around and shit, and he thinks it's a good idea to start pretending the dinosaur is like his pet dog or something, which is like, again, good gag, but come on dude, that thing's fucking dangerous. Anyway, then the dinosaur eats his fucking face off, and that's the end of the comic relief in the movie. So like, then Indy's wife and Long Socks catch up with where Indy got lobbed into the tree, and they see the broken fence and smashed car and shit, and finally the penny starts to drop that something might be a little bit fucked up on this island. And so they start to freak out, except for the rock star son, who is so relaxed around all the dangerous dinosaurs, he decides to take a nap. And also, he doesn't know how to sit in a car the right way around. And then, guess what happens? That's right, the big ass dinosaur turns up again, and they all drive off screaming like suddenly now they realise this may be a really bad idea. And honestly, at this point, I was just wishing they'd all get killed so the movie could fucking end. But they don't. Indiana Jones and his kids just wander around, playing more dog games with giant dinosaurs, because like everyone else in this movie, and despite having just been attacked and nearly killed by one, they don't seem to think dinosaurs are dangerous, like utter twats. And then they decide to have a little camp out in the dinosaur forest without a tent. Like, fucking Why they don't just drizzle themselves with barbecue sauce and start shouting, dinner's ready, I don't know. But these bunch of bastards are so stupid I've got no idea what the fuck they're doing. Anyway, then we cut back over to the mansion, and it turns out that Indy's wife made it out alive for a second time, and so the chicken colonel is really pissed off. And oh yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's in this film too, so like, awesome stuff, you know? I got no fucking idea what he's supposed to be doing, but he chain smokes like a motherfucker. And he's just generally a cool dude. But don't get too attached to him, you know? He's like the one black guy in a 90s movie, so, you know, it ain't gonna end well for him, is it? So then, like, at this point, Indy thinks it would be a really great idea for him and the kids to go right ahead and continue with the dinosaur tour that nearly got them all killed. On foot. Like, fuck the car, that shit was dangerous. Clearly dinosaurs don't like cars. Let's go and see them on foot. Like a bunch of fucking idiots. So then they see a bunch of dinosaurs and they decide to have a race with them. Like a fucking dinosaur foot race, because that's a normal thing to do. And then the big ass dinosaur turns up again and just starts snacking down on one of these motherfucking other dinosaurs. And Indy and his kids are like, yeah, that's cool. Because they're too fucking stupid to realise that was supposed to have been them if the chicken colonel had got his way. Then the rock star's son gets so bored by all of the dinosaurs that he has to lie down, and fucking finally someone figures out that maybe shit's going sideways fast, and old Longsocks grabs himself a gun, which is like the first smart move anyone has made since the start of the fucking movie. But he doesn't use it. He just lets himself get killed by a dinosaur with a smile, and calls it a good boy. Like, why does everyone in this fucking movie talk to dinosaurs like they're dogs? They're fucking dinosaurs. They're gonna kill you. Anyway, then the dinosaurs kill Longsocks, and Indy and his kids are still wandering around, and they come across this great big fence in the jungle. Just like in the middle of the jungle. This great big fence. Now, I don't know if it's really supposed to be set in a computer game or something, but they come across this huge fucking barrier in the middle of nowhere that's there for no reason at all. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's there to keep the dinosaurs in, isn't it? Okay, so they come across this big dino fence in the middle of the jungle, and it nearly kills the fucking kid, which is like, yeah, it's not the huge fucking dinosaurs that are dangerous, it's the fences that are gonna kill you. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, then, after that, Indy finally comes to his fucking senses and decides that, hey, maybe it's a bit dangerous taking the kids on a foot tour of a fucking dinosaur island. And he finally decides to take them back to the mansion. He gives them cake and ice cream and shit. And I think now we may be starting to see the reason why they're such shitty fucking parents and the kids wanted out. And I can't say I fucking blame them. But, you know the problem with dinosaur islands? They're full of fucking dinosaurs. And while Indy is getting one of the kids to fix the computer, because we all know how Indiana Jones loves to employ child labour, the smiling dinosaurs break their way in and chase everyone around for a bit. And then, guess what? Like the writers have got one fucking fallback move for every fucking scene. The big ass dinosaur suddenly turns up and starts to eat the smiler dinosaurs. And that's it. That's the end of the movie. Finally, they all figure it out. Hey, it's a bit fucking dangerous with all these dinosaurs running around us, don't you think? And they all run off and get back in the helicopter and fuck off out of there. And not one of them is even a little bit pissed at the old chicken colonel for trying to get them all killed. So I guess it must be the kind of thing he does on a regular basis. Anyway, that's Jurassic Park. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever, and I'm never going to watch the fucking film again. Stupid fucking movie.